Have you ever made a costly mistake? Like, have you really, because of your ignorance or because of your lack of knowledge of a thing, ever had to pay a hefty price? Well, that's my thought for today. That's an experience that my husband and I are experiencing right now. Like, yesterday was a very interesting day, to say the least. And I woke up this morning, like, with still like remnants of it thinking in my heart and in my mind. And um I just I picked up my phone and I read a scripture that my mom sent me yesterday. And the scripture was Isaiah 43 verse 2, and it says, when you pass through the waters, I will be with you. When you pass through the waters, I will be with you. And when you pass through the rivers, they will not sweep over you. When you walk through the fire, you will not be burned. The flames will not set you ablaze. So just reading that scripture just kind of quieted my heart a bit, just knowing that no matter what I am going through, I know that God will not let me be overtaken. He will not let me be taken advantage of. Not without his knowledge. It may feel that way while you're in the midst of it, but just know that the Father is always working things out for the good of those that love him and who are called according to his purpose. And when I turn to that scripture, something else is highlighted here because it's something that my pastor's been talking about for the past few weeks. And I wrote in all caps, break the line. And the scripture that is next to is Isaiah 43, and the verse is 18 and 19, and it says, forget the former things, do not dwell on the past. See, I'm doing a new thing. Now it springs up. Do you not perceive it? I am making a way in the wilderness and streams in the wasteland. So that also gave me another kick in the pants. Like, okay, Tamaya, shake it off. It says, forget the former things. Do not dwell in the past. And that includes yesterday. So yesterday is yesterday. We learned a pretty expensive lesson. And it kind of almost felt like someone is laughing with you, but they were maybe laughing at you because they were aware of your ignorance. And in the end, we were the ones that are going to end up paying. But we went through a range of emotions yesterday, just from like surprise to kind of like frustrated, but kind of underlying all those emotions, I still kind of had peace in my mind, just knowing that, because I know that this entire process that God is with us, and I know that our trust is in him, our faith is in him, and he's the only reason that I have peace throughout this situation. And I even had another thought that came to me this morning, and I said, well, Tamaya, maybe the lesson is also, just because something is legal or just because you're allowed to do something in your line of work doesn't always mean you exercise those rights. And I'm putting rights in quotation marks. Just because you feel like you have a right to something, if it's kind of playing on somebody else's ignorance, or it's kind of borderline taking advantage of someone because you know that they're unaware of certain things, I would say rethink that. I would say rethink it. And I thought to myself, I said, well, Tamaya, maybe it's a lesson that when my husband and I start doing business and dealing with people, that we will represent Christ in the marketplace, and that we won't be so focused on getting money, or that we could possibly be taking advantage of people, or we know that people don't know a certain thing. So that's where I am, and I'll tell you more about this whole process at a later time. But yeah, that's the word for today. Isaiah 43 verse 2. When you pass through the waters, I will be with you. And when you pass through the rivers, they will not sweep over you. When you walk through the fire, you will not be burned. The flames will not set you ablaze. And Isaiah 43 verses 18 and 19. Forget the former things. Do not dwell on the past. See, I am doing a new thing. Now it springs up. Do you not perceive it? I'm making a way in the wilderness and streams in the wasteland. So it's a new day. God is doing something new, and I have to open my eyes and perceive it and leave yesterday in the past. Have a wonderful day. Until next time, thanks for tuning in to Maya's Minute.